Hi, we're from Team Cockamamie.
I'm Zach.
I'm Noah, and this is our robot in 3 days.
Does our robot work? Kinda. Let's cut to some video. Approximately 80% of our robot works as intended. We've got this 3-bar parallel arm right here connected to our ball grabber, which while it can grab the ball, can't properly deposit it into the goal, as you just saw.
Well, the drive for this robot is a tad bit sketchy at best. I mean, it doesn't drive consistently, and it screeches a lot when it goes around. And we had to cut the chassis apart to make room for this system right here we'll talk about in a little while. And the electrical board, we threw together early in the morning without enough sleep. So please make sure you follow the directions when you build one, and don't build one when you're extremely tired like we did. So, our ball grabbing mechanism is right here. It's a 4-bar mechanism that we used only 3 bars because we wanted to try and save a little bit of weight. And so basically how it works is we're running it off of this hex shaft connected to this sprocket. This sprocket is a 6-to-1 gear reduction, connected again to a 100-to-1 gear reduction planetary sport motor gearbox provided by Andy Mark. And that runs off of 1 sim motor. Now, this arm actually puts out a lot of power and a lot of torque, so it's very easy to lift the ball up. We didn't put any controllers on it in the coding, but it's very easy to put something on it like a potentiometer if you were working on an actual team. We were playing around with ideas like elevators, but we ended up going with this 4-bar mechanism. Now, we also have our shooter over here, and this shooter runs off of a single redline motor connected to a 2-sport motor gearbox that we actually have some tape on the other side of to keep anything from going into the gearbox. And then we have it connected again to a 36-to-1 gear reduction planetary sport motor gearbox that I think we got from Andy Mark last year. And that all runs this arm, which is supposed to kick the ball out of the shooter. Now, how does the ball get into the shooter, you ask? Well, it goes out from actually the under part of the shooter. So the ball will go under, we'll lower the shooter, and then the ball will go up under the bottom, this latch will close, and the ball will just sit in the middle of the shooter.
When we activate the winch, it pulls this paracord right here, which causes this arm to pivot around this point in the robot, which will cause the robot to lift up on these skis right here, allowing us to theoretically drive up onto the second platform.
So our robot didn't work with the arm on it.
So we sawed our robot in half.
I love it. That's gonna be such a meme. But in all seriousness, let's talk about how we kind of prototyped and built this robot from the beginning. So when the game was announced, we decided we wanted to go for the challenge that we didn't think many teams would go for in the 3 days. We wanted to climb up to the level 3 of the platform.
Unfortunately, we never made it to the platform to actually get it on there. We had to manually lift it on with our own 2 hands.
But every idea we went through, actually, it managed to work in some sort of theory. We worked in some sort of way. So we went through different ideas. We decided, at first we wanted to do something with the skis. We knew we wanted to do skis. So from there, we kind of talked about ideas. We looked at pneumatics. We looked at using some sort of direct drive system. We thought of 4 or 5 different ways to lift this guy up, and we just never did it. It was a very complicated task, but I'm sure all of you guys that are watching will figure something out for your robots. So do you want to talk about the arm now?
Yeah. For prototyping the arm, we first threw around the idea of having a standard elevator to bring a ball grabber up and down to the to at least the second level. However, we realized it would be kind of hard to get it to stay within the confines of the robot while still being able to quickly and accurately place the ball into one of the goals.
And when we were looking at shooter ideas, this one's definitely not a great shooter compared to what you guys can build. If you want some inspiration for a shooter, please check out First Stronghold. Shooters from that year were excellent for doing anything like handling balls at all. You can even put them on an elevator if you want. You can use it to shoot the ball up and go Stronghold style. It doesn't really matter how you do it, but just look at something more efficient than what we did. Our robot only went for the low goal, which there's nothing wrong with, but I'm sure you guys can figure out a ton of amazing ways to go for the high goal or even the middle one. And also for our ski system, I just wanted to say one more thing. Please don't try building this system exactly. As you saw, nothing on this robot worked. Don't build any of this stuff right here unless you just you can feel free to take inspiration from everything that we've done, but our robot is really not competitively viable. We didn't leave that room for bumpers. We didn't leave room for batteries. We skipped a lot of stuff in the design process that we really shouldn't have. We didn't prototype enough. We didn't actually play with ideas enough, even though it sounds like we had a lot of ideas. We never fleshed any of them out enough in order to have a competitive robot or any sort of robot that can accomplish the task efficiently. So make sure you go for efficiency in your robot. Try all of your ideas, prototype, 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 prototype. That's a big thing.
One thing we would have done if we had more time is add a secondary winch right here and have it sort of scissor itself up instead of just trying to winch itself up based off of one winch. Would have made it more efficient. It would have allowed us to actually balance the robot out and potentially bring us onto the platform.
And I guess we're almost at the end here talking about this robot. It's been a great 3 days, plus a little bit for filming and showing it off. And we really hope that you guys get a bunch of good ideas from this video and that you guys can go out and have a great time with First Deep Space. I'm looking forward to seeing everything that you guys can do this year. And with that, I guess, have a great time. I just wanted to say a big thank you to Andy Mark for providing us with a ton of parts this year. They gave us a bunch of compliant wheels of different sizes, a couple of hex extrusion rods, hex spacer kits. We got a bunch of our gearboxes from them, planetary and 2-sport motor gearboxes, and a bunch of redline motors. So thank you again, Andy Mark, for giving us parts. We're sorry if this video wasn't quite what you had intended or quite what you had hoped for, but we still hope that you can get something out of it at the very least in terms of inspiration for your robots back at home. So please go out, have a great year, and good luck to all the teams competing in Destination Deep Space.